So I wanted to show you something. This guitar I made. I'll have to tell you about Chaz guitars one day. How did I come up with that name? I don't have the back plate on it yet. I've got it cut out. I had to remake a new back plate. Long story, I'm not going to tell you why. Silly mistake I made. You learn from your mistakes. But anyway, this is my pride. I got a new pick guard plate that I have to make. Long story, I had to push my bridge back a little bit further to get more travel for intonation. It wouldn't quite want to intonate right. I had just a shade too far forward. So I got to make me a new plate for that. I've got the wood all cut out and ready to go. I just gotta put it in. So let me hang it back up, and later on I'll show you my bass guitar that I built. So I'm starting on my second pass with my gouges, carving the fluting, and I was thinking. You know, just about the Cajun language, how we say things. Now, I don't know if it's just me that talks like this, and maybe it's just me, but I was thinking about sometimes my friends tease me, and it's all good. They tease me about how I say the word farty, 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 harse. You know, horse, H-A-R-S-E instead of horse, H-O-R-S-E. Well, horse sounds funny to me, so I say horse or farty. You know, like how do you bake your beans? You know, 239 in the oven, and if you bake them one degree more, that'd be 240, 240. So yeah, I don't know why I come up with that, but I just thought that was funny. So yeah, I'm carving my second pass. It's about a little after 8 o'clock in the morning, and I want to finish this second pass, and then I got some other stuff I got to go do, and I'll come back and I'll feather it in really nice, and after I get this process done, then I'm going to carve out the inside of the belly, the underside, and after that, then I'm gonna tune this plate. I'm gonna tune this plate before I tune the bottom plate. Well, I've got a long way to go on the bottom plate, but I'm gonna tune this plate first because I want the bottom plate to be tuned in accordance with the top plate. So I got to tune this one first, and then the bottom one's gonna come second. So I'm gonna tune the top plate, and boy, you're gonna be amazed at this process of how it's done. I was amazed the first time, and it's really, I mean, it's all science. Technically, it's science. Technically, just man is taking advantage of something that's already been here for a bazillion years. Who knows however long the universe has been created, but sound waves, you know, have always been here. Man has just, within the couple of recent 300 years, have really begun to understand about sound waves and how they're important and how they correlate to musical instruments. You know, and that's all it is. Sound waves have always been here. This man has finally started understanding how to use it, how to make it work to their advantage when building instruments. So yeah, that's going to be an interesting process. But anyway, I could probably talk for another hour about that, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to bore you, so we're going to say bye-bye for now, and I'll come back at a later date, at a later time. All right, I'm about to call it a day. Well, it's like early morning, still early morning, 8 o'clock or so, but I'm going to wrap. I'm gonna stop for now. Kind of losing my concentration a little bit on this. I've got other things on my mind, but I just kind of wanted to show you the feathering in process. kind of started feathering that in as compared to, this area's got like a pronounced bump, and then I'm gonna feather it in really nice, follow the contours of that. So I'll show you after all that's done. I'll probably do a kind of testing whether or not sandpaper is going to work, or I'm using scrapers. I realized I had this little bitty scraper that's going to come in handy in conjunction with this scraper. And also I've got a bonus scraper that I just figured out. This is part of my template that I bought to template the corners. Of course, it's not gonna work for this fiddle because I didn't really use the template. I kind of made my own template, but this little edge right here, I'm gonna put a burnish edge, and it's gonna make a nice little scraper to scrape out some of these rough areas. I can still use it as a template. So yeah. So maybe by this afternoon I'll get more energy. I'll feather all this in really nice, and then get it. I'll probably get it contoured really nice. And I've got a contour gauge, and so I'm checking my contour, kind of making sure that everything is nice and symmetrical. So yeah, there's all kind of tools you can use to get it where you want it at. And then the next process is I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do it. We're gonna carve out the back. All right, catch you later. Good morning, everyone. Comment ça va? Comme ci, comme ça. So that's our expression for the day. Comme ci, comme ça. If you know what that means, you might be Cajun. If you don't know what it means, ask somebody. I don't have to say that. That's my catchphrase. I'm putting on my socks this morning. It's kind of chilly. It's late October, and anyway, just to show you, just about got that puppy nice and smooth. Got a little bit. I might break out the sandpaper just to kind of smooth it out. You can see there's just ever so slightly some irregularities. And then right now I'm going to set up. I drew me some lines. If you notice, I'm going to set up my little drill press, and we're going to drill some holes, some gauge holes. It's going to help me to carve it out. And so I'm going to tell a little story while I'm setting up, kind of kill two birds with one stone. You notice I got my New York hat. I'm a closet Yankees fan, kind of, sort of. I guess it kind of goes back to the old Babe Ruth thing. I am a baseball fan. I don't get to watch baseball as much as what I would like to. But anyway, I've got this hat. An interesting story how I got this hat. New York Yankees hat. I'll tell you the story, the original story of how I got my first original Yankees hat. Here, bear with me. I'm trying to make myself some room. Really tight quarters, so you have to kind of make do with what you got. But in 2001, those of us that were alive and well in 2001 can remember 9/11. Of course, it's a big issue now, but 9/11. Wow, we all know what happened on 9/11. That was pretty major. Anyway, not to be a Debbie Downer, but 9/11, the towers falling. Well, I say that to say this. August of 2001, my wife and I just so happened to be in New York City in August of 2001. And we met up with a friend of ours who was living in New York at the time. And So we were touring the city and doing this and doing that and just having fun, having a good time visiting with him. And we just so happened to go to the Twin Towers. We went on top of the Twin Towers. I forget what tower it was. I mean, beautiful view of the city. Wow. So, we were on top. Went on top of the Empire State Building. And, lo and behold, a month later, who would have thought, what happened on that tragic day? So, during that visit in New York City, we went to Chinatown. I think I bought it's like one of the original, matter of fact, it was an authentic baseball cap because it didn't have this band. It was just one solid cap, and so I bought me a hat as a souvenir, and sometimes you don't think about stuff, and long story short, my hat got ruined, and I was so upset and it's through no fault of my own, but the hat got ruined, and so I wanted another hat. Well, again, long story short, my wife and I had the opportunity to go back. We love going to New York. New York is, if you've never been to New York City, and I know it's, people have this fear about the big city and, the hustle and the bustle. And yeah, it is all that. But, you can get around in New York City relatively easy without having to. Anyway, we had fun in New York. We had a lot of fun. We always have a lot of fun every time. So we had a chance to go to New York City in 2019. Had a great time. Went with some friends. Just had a great time. And so I got me another hat. But anyway, that's a story about my hat. Kind of having a bedhead day today, so I wore me a hat. So I'm gonna set this my little drill press up. See what I'm gonna do. I gotta set me up a little platform of sorts. Maybe this piece of wood, and I gotta make me a depth stop. And so I'm gonna drill a bunch of little holes all through here. So let me get that done. And I will, when it's all done, I'll show you how it all ended up. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm gonna get to work. There you go. Let me tell you what, it's a scary thing to be popping holes in this puppy. After all these hours of, catastrophe. After all these hours of work, I've got a lot of hours in this thing so far already. And that's just the top. Of course, I did the ribs, but at this point in the game, you don't want to be making no mistakes. So I was a little nervous. I don't get scared easy, and I don't get very nervous, but when you invest a lot of time in something like this, you got to make sure you do it right. And that's why, I set me up this little stop right here. It could only go so far, and you saw me checking the depth, make sure I wasn't going too far. I've got this caliper right here that I can check the thickness of it. Because you want to shoot for a depth of about 4 millimeters to start, it's going to get thinner than the 4 millimeters. The actual thickness of the plate is going to be dictated by the tuning, by the frequencies, and I'm going to show you all that as I get there. But you know, we're going to start out with 4 millimeters. So now I'm going to break out the gouges once again, and we're going to start carving the inside. And man, we're getting close to doing some tuning. I'm gonna break out my 2 biggest gouges. I didn't think it, but man, I'm becoming a big fan of this gouge right here. This puppy came in the mail. It super sharp from the get-go, and I don't know that I can get an edge on it as sharp as what it came through the mail, but we're gonna see. And I do like this gouge too. It's pretty. It's chrome. You can see yourself in it. It's pretty, but I you know, and not this one. I paid half the price for this one as what I did for this one. I guess I paid for the pretty finish. I don't know, but you know, it's bigger. And you know, I bought this handle from Lowe's. You can read the Cobalt. You know, that's Lowe's brand. And I made me a handle the other day, but this I didn't see this. I didn't realize Lowe's had it, and it's a perfect fit, man. The way this thing. Anyway, enough of that. So I'm gonna do a little bit of carving, and you can kind of see what I'm doing here. So we're just gonna hog a bunch of this stuff out, and as I get down to the nitty gritty, we'll see how it works. All right, y'all don't need. Yeah, I'm sure y'all not interested in watching all this baloney, but I'll think of something. I'll think of something to say. You know I will. I'll think of something to say, and I'm gonna get back with you.